much anticipated follow-up to the first video which I posted of the what I thought was the origins, but when I looked back on Nike.com, they just simply called these the Fire Reds because it's well understood that this colorway is supposed to be as close to the original Fire Reds, except for the whole heel counter thing. But this color is, I've always thought that it was a 2-pack series, and I, like many Jordan 2 enthusiasts out there, deem this and this upcoming pair that I'm about to review for you guys as a 2-pack release. And we're going to be going into the low top version of this shoe without fancy editing, and we have got the Air Jordan 2 Retro Low in the black fire red fur cement gray colorway, otherwise just known as the Origins Low, or what other sneakerheads also call the Gucci Jordan 2 Low. So Jordan 2 box, always appreciated the Wings logo whatsoever, and this is the shoe that we will be going over. In terms of the semblance of the two, no pun intended, you can kind of notice that the heel counter on the low version is a lot more prominent and does not have the same color blocking as the mid, which is a little bit more, which has a little bit more emphasis on the fur colorway at the top but not on the bottom. So like when you wear this, the high version, with jeans, and if let's say your jeans just cover the back of your sneakers, you're not going to be getting any of this green hit whatsoever. Whereas with this, you are going to be seeing that green heel counter. So let's put this away for a while and let's focus our thoughts, and my thoughts personally, on the Air Jordan 2 Low Origins. So this, like the mid-top version, shares a similar color blocking, which is the fire red, which is the red on the shoe, and the fur, which is the green. And this ties it back to the whole Jordan 2s originally being made in Italy, originally retailing for $100 back in 1986 or 87, and this was $35, much more expensive than the Air Jordan 1, which can be you can kind of see why there was that increase, because of the whole bringing the whole marketing and sorry, not marketing, but the whole manufacturing or workmanship up to Italian standards, and just basically with more premium quality materials than what the Jordan 1 had. You can kind of see why. And this, I think the whole $100 punya price range back in 1986 was just a huge no-no for most people who were about to go through an economic crisis at that time. So this colorway was bought from Mitsui outlet, and this was heavily discounted. The original retail price for the low was $709, brought down to $349 at the outlets, and then being a Nike member, you get an additional percentage off. So I ended up paying about $200 just for this shoe, and more than happy because I didn't have to spend $700 on the pair of shoes that I had. And overall, I'm just glad to have these two in my collection. They are obviously not one and the same, but they kind of have the same heritage or the same storytelling that they want to tell about the Air Jordan 2 being made in Italy. If I was to go into comparison of materials, the materials are in no way similar. This one has like a matte solid punya leather. This one has like a lightly tumbled, and I know that's just printing alone, but this has a lightly more shimmery, glossy look to the leather. And this just makes this shoe basically look a little bit more sleek and dress up, dress down kind of a shoe lah. So going over the materials, and I know that most people, when this video was going to release anyways, was like, well, how were the materials? And I'll tell you why. This was one of the reasons why I actually really wanted this shoe on a discount. The materials are just so good all around the shoe. The toe obviously is that singular piece with the perforations, and the toe rand as well is just really nice, really high quality. And toe shape also, I do want to go into that, and this just looks so close to the old school 2s. The construction is just like, it doesn't look as boxy with that whole toe shape, and you can kind of see that here as well. It's not it's not that boxy basically, and it's nice because this was how when Virgil first did his off-white 2s, this was how it came out, and this is how the OGs remember it. Scholar 23 was always a big activist, or he's always into like this whole bringing the 2s back but doing it properly. And I think this rendition of the Jordan 2 Low Origins is being done right, and I wish that all future Jordan 2s always look like this. Jordan 2s don't really hold a special place in most people's hearts because it is not a shoe that is really synonymous with MJ. MJ killed people using this shoe while having a broken foot, scoring at least I think upwards of 50 points, 40 to 50 points with this shoe in the 1987-1988 regular season. And to me personally, I gravitated towards this shoe because it's a very off-brand kind of shoe. Like, you don't think of you don't look at the silhouette and think of a Jordan, but to most people who are fans of the tech of the shoe, the whole heritage of the shoe, the design language of the shoe, and just the overall comfort, wearability of the shoe, really just, it's kind of like an acquired taste basically. So the other difference between the leather types between the mids and the lows is that if you notice, with the mid you have this gradient green red going over just right there. If you focus on that strip, that red going over to the green, and with the low you just have like a simple red piping. If they kind of wanted to tie it together, I think they would have like probably did the whole gradient thing as well, but they didn't do that, so that's nice. The reptile pattern on the sides also use genuine leather, and I'm very happy to report that, yeah, it uses genuine leather, and it's not like a synthetic, which is gonna suck. I stand corrected. Do I stand corrected? No, it actually uses that mid-grain leather that Rose Anvil says is basically the types of leather that you use on most retail pairs. The lows have 4 eyelets at the lace holes over there, and this was something that Nightwing pointed out. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the highs you only have 3. 1, 2, 3, and that's another interesting thing that I noticed about the Jordan 2 when Nightwing pointed it out. The heel counter is something that is very welcome. I love the fact that the fur just goes all the way to the mid part of the shoe. The back is pretty nice as well. You don't have the Nike, obviously. It's supposed to sit a little bit higher on the mids or the highs, but you just have that that robotic thingy at the back. It's also nice that the stitching, once it gets past this green, because you have green stitching coming down here, and at the top you also have green stitching, which is kind of like a nice little contrasting Gucci style-esque colorway. The tongue is synthetic, obviously, and that's nothing can be done about that. Is the top part of the tongue synthetic? I want to say it is. Bear with me, guys. This is what you should do when I should be doing this before the video, but it is synthetic. It doesn't flex and it doesn't move as well as the leather panels, obviously, and you kind of notice like there's already like pre-creases in this, so that's a sign that it is vinyl, and this is basically the part of the shoe that will crack and wear away over time compared to the leather parts. At the top you have the Air Jordan in red over the green backing, similar to the mids as well, which is why people say they look so damn close. Anyways, you can notice the green at the back of the Jordan, and on the inside you have black at the sides of the black tongue you have a red piping going all the way over to the top. Back of the tongue is black with your tongue centering straps. No extra laces come with this shoe. On the inside, instead of a green dream cell, you have a black dream cell. Sorry, a red dream cell done up in with the black Nike Air on the heel, compared to what you have for the mids, which is what I thought was actual polyurethane. It's actually dream cell. The green with the red is pretty nice. This is the low, this is the mid, low, mid. And on the inside of the shoe, you have the black sock liner, which is pretty nice as well. And it's also very thickly padded, so that is much more welcome. You don't have a strobel, but you do have like a cotton strobel, and when you run your fingers through the heel part of the shoe, you can kind of feel the ridges or the waves of the heel's air unit, which is apparently top loaded as opposed to being encapsulated in the midsole. The midsole is black, which is just corresponds with the upper, and you have a, I want to say fairly similar, no it's not fairly similar. So this is the sole on the mid. It's more fire red, gray, closer to the fire red colorway obviously, and this is the one on the low. And the only thing that they did is just switch out this middle panel from the red to the green. This one would actually be a lot more welcome on the mids, but you get it for the low, so beggars can't be choosers. And that's basically the shoe. Very happy to get this for about 200 plus ringgit. It's sad to see that Jordan 2s don't get much love, but I know in OG sneakerheads punya collections that they'll always have a pair of 2s because of the heritage is behind it really. So like it's a shame that collabs get more attention than certain new colorways or OG colorways. But as personally coming from a guy whose first pair of 2s was just the 2011 or 2010 12 fire reds, which I got from Hoop Station, and going next to the Radio Rahims, the Don C's when I was in the UK, the Mellows, the 2018 Mellows, and finally came to this. And it's just so lovely to see that the shape of Jordans have changed tremendously over the past years, especially the 2s and the 3s. They've gone to more of that sleeker toe box style, which is more welcome and more OG like anyways. At the time of posting this video, which is about it's the 3rd of November 2024 today, we have the upcoming Jordan 3 Black Cements, which just released in 2017 or 2018 for that matter. We're finally getting it back. So true to wear testers or Chris Nightwing 2303's words, there's no need to double up on Jordans anymore. They'll just find ways to recycle them and just do a money grab every 3 years or so. So that's my rant. That's also my comparison between the mids and the lows for the origins, although they're not the same, but I love them both the same way anyways. Oh yeah, you guys want to see this? Like this whole, notice that when the tongue just creases so badly on these vinyl ones, the same one here. But that's just how vinyl reacts as a material. It's supposed to conform to your foot and also just provide a much more rigid feeling on top of your foot. And that's basically the Jordan 2 Origins. This is the remastered, reworked, redone version, like just so much more well done, so much more well put together. Despite this going on to clearance racks, this was a very well made shoe. That's basically it, guys. TJ got Kicks 89, the Jordan 2 Origins in the mids and the lows. This has been your boy TJ got Kicks 89, a Jordan 2 addict myself. Peace. See you guys.